Hello. I hope you guys are doing well. I don't think anyone's currently watching, but I'm just going to talk as if I was filming a regular video. And then if people filter in and they want to ask mental health questions, I'm going to answer those. Whether it's mental health questions pertaining to something about my mental health disorders and my experience with mental health, or someone looking for advice or something like that about their mental health or a loved one's mental health. I have Wednesday right here. I'm sorry if the quality of this is really bad. I'm really working on the quality of my videos, but not for this live stream. I'm doing this on my laptop, and I'm still really just getting used to the whole going live thing. And I know my webcam is not that great. So hopefully this is bearable to watch. Okay, so I'm going to, my hair's a mess. I'm going to jump into my life updates because I feel like I haven't given any life updates in a long time. And there's some things that have been changing, and some exciting things that are going on in my life, and I just thought that I would share them. So, without further ado, here we go. So, when I first started making YouTube videos, it was after I had left college. So, my junior year of college is when my mental illnesses had the onset. And that is when I got really sick, had my first hospitalization, and ended up leaving school. So when I first started filming videos, it was probably the same year that I left school. And I was off from school for about 3 years. I think I took like a summer course here or there, but I was never back in school. And then last spring, I went back to school part-time. So in 2017, I went back to school. And now it's my last semester of school. So I am in my last semester of my senior year, and I will be graduating with my bachelor's in psychology in May, which I think is just wild because it felt like I would never get there. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to be graduating and to be moving on to the next steps of my life. And those next steps are grad school. I applied to go to grad school at the same university that I'm at now to study counseling, clinical mental health counseling. So basically, I want to go to grad school to be a therapist. And I feel weird saying that sometimes because I think people think like if someone had a really severe mental illness, are they really fit to go and become a mental health practitioner themselves? And the way I see it personally is, for me and for others, I really don't think that having a mental health condition should stop you from pursuing goals of becoming a mental health clinician, as long as you have done the work to be able to live with your disorders and to not let your disorders get in the way of potential clients or the whole process of schooling as a whole. So I've actually wanted to be a therapist since I was really young. Probably since I was about like 9 years old, I've wanted to be a therapist. And that was before my conditions really like even set in at all because I have a personality disorder and PTSD. And those, like, a personality disorder can't be diagnosed until the person is at least 18. They have to be an adult to diagnose a personality disorder. So, yeah, I've always wanted to be a therapist. And then when I got really sick and ended up being in the hospital all the time for those few years, I thought that it was never going to happen, that I had just wasted my time studying psychology for 3 years, that now I had to drop out and become a patient and become, I was basically living like what I was learning about and like abnormal psychology classes was happening to me, like personally. And that was a really weird thing to like adjust to and even like be conscious of when I was going through all of my really intense times with my mental illness. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, so I am planning on going to grad school to be a therapist, to be a mental health clinician. So that's where I am right now. And the program I applied to is really cool because I had the option to concentrate in dance movement therapy. And I'm not sure if you guys like know this or if whatever, I can't talk, but I do a lot of dance. I work at a ballet school and I did dance coursework in school before I had gotten sick. And it's really cool because this will be my university's first semester. The fall semester will be the first semester that this program will be running. So it's a very new program. And if I get in, I will be happy because I will be able to meet the criteria to do hours to become a licensed professional counselor. And I will also have the credentials to take the licensure exam to be a dance movement therapist, which is just really cool and kind of something I've always wanted to do, but there's not a lot of schools around here that have that. And I don't think there's even a lot of schools in general that can set you up for an LPC licensure and a DMT licensure at the same time. So I was extremely happy when I heard the news that my school was coming out with that program. So that's school and professionally and stuff like that. Um, Trying to think what else. So I used to move a lot. If you have been watching me for a while, you might remember that I was always moving. I moved in with that older lady to take care of her. I lived on a horse farm. I don't even think I filmed any videos about that. That was just like a tragic, like Craigslist scam. That could be like a story time in and of itself. Basically, I was living in a shipping container on a farm in exchange. It was supposed to be like a work exchange, but it was just like completely a disaster. And I left because it was like not what it was advertised on Craigslist. And usually, when I get housing on Craigslist, that is always how it ends up if I'm renting a place or whatnot. Don't find apartments on Craigslist, guys. Um, I never have luck with that. Um, so yeah, I'm still living at my parents' house right now. And I've been living here for over, no, it hasn't been over a year. It'll be like a year in May. Yeah. But I am in the process of like saving money, like I can't talk today. I'm in the beginning phases of really trying to save money so that I can get an apartment wherever I end up going to grad school, because my parents just bought a house in North Carolina and they're not planning on moving out of this house really soon, like at least not for another year. But I just want to be prepared in case that they do end up selling this house really quickly and moving to North Carolina really quickly, which I don't think will happen for a lot of reasons, like my dad's job and stuff. But it's good to be prepared. Plus, they can move into their house in North Carolina in March. So that's next month. And they said I could come with them, of course, to North Carolina. The house is 3 bedrooms. So there's a bedroom for me and for my sister and brother-in-law. But my sister and brother-in-law live in Detroit, so they're definitely not moving because their lives are in Detroit. And my life is pretty much here in New Jersey, and I don't really want to leave it, but I don't know. So I'm kind of like in this time of transition. Like things have become very solid with my own mental health. I've been doing like so well, knock on laptop. There's some wood. I've been doing really well. So, and it's been like a real solid amount of time that I've been doing well. It hasn't just been like a few months. It's been like a year and some change. A year in like a few months. I haven't been inpatient in over a year, and it's been like 2 years since I've been in an intensive outpatient program, and it's been like 3 or 4 it's been like 3 years since any like destructive behaviors or anything like that. So, I think it's safe to say that I am doing well. I lost the diagnosis for BPD, so I don't even meet the criteria for that anymore. And right now it's more about the post-traumatic stress disorder, but it doesn't consume my life. I mean, it's there and I definitely notice it, and I have symptoms, and I do have to like do extra things to be able to have a good quality of life and stay grounded and stuff, but I don't think about myself as being someone with a mental health condition 24/7 anymore. It's my life is so much more now than having mental health conditions, and it's refreshing because for a while all of my life was basically just consumed by my mental health conditions and all the medicine I was getting put on because I was misdiagnosed with things that don't even make sense, especially now that I know like diagnostic codes and like stuff. Like, I don't even know how I got diagnosed with some of the things that I was misdiagnosed with, but yeah, I mean, it just motivates me more to want to get my master's degree and go out there and be a therapist and be a clinician so I can help this field. Excuse me, or at least like help people, because psychology is, in like retrospect, is just a very new science. Like the brain and everything. There's just so much that we don't know, and there's so much research and literature constantly coming out about trauma and different things. So it's an interesting time to be entering the field, I would say, for sure. Yeah, so that's basically my life updates. Yeah, I'm working at the ballet school. I've been doing that since October, and I'm tutoring students at my school in upper level psychology classes. And might be moving to North Carolina, but probably not. I don't know. Probably just go there when I want to get away. And yep, I still have my cat, and she's still doing great. She's over there. I don't think anyone's watching this, and that's why I'm just treating it like a normal video. So I don't really have any questions to answer because no one's watching, which is totally fine. Um, yeah. I know some people like get freaked out maybe when like no one's watching. They think it's like really lame that no one wants to watch, but I don't really care that much. So I just think it's nice to just like film a video real quick, you know? And I feel like I could talk to the camera much freer when I'm not filming a video, when it's just a live stream. Can't really explain that, but I guess one other thing that I would like to talk about just briefly is that I'm taking a hiatus from alcohol right now and um yeah, like substances. Not that I was doing any like crazy substances, but I was drinking and smoked a few times and just like didn't really have the best experience with smoking. And yeah, I just don't react well to that. And I also am abstaining from alcohol right now just because whenever I drink, I only really drink wine and I'll have like 2 glasses like once a week. But it seriously ruins my whole sleep cycle, and I'm a totally an old lady because I'll have 2 glasses of wine like once or twice a week, and it will make me fall asleep at like 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. without taking my medicine, and it just ruins my whole sleep. So I am taking a break from alcohol, and I feel good. I don't even miss it because I was never like a huge drinker at all. But it's been nice to just not even have to like think about that. It's just a little weird with like social gatherings, I guess, if friends want to go out and get a drink, or like being the only sober person. But I don't really care about that either because I'm doing this for my health and I don't really go out with friends anyway, so it's a win-win scenario. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go off this now. It's been about 20 minutes. If you end up watching this live stream as a video, you can like this and you could put any questions you have about mental health or really just like anything. I know there's been some interest expressed in me making more like dialectical behavioral therapy videos. And I know I've promised you guys journal flip through of my current artsy journal. So I will try and get that up. And yep, I have a 3-day weekend on my hands right now since it's President's Day weekend in the US. So I will hopefully have some time to make some better quality content this weekend. And I use the word quality very loosely. But yeah, thanks for watching this. If you guys watched it, And yeah, thanks for thanks for I don't know. Thanks for listening to me to ramble for 20 minutes, and thanks for sticking around for all these years. And even if you're new, hello. Okay, I need to go. It is past my bedtime. Good night.